Yo, what's going on, guys? So, I know I haven't made a video in a while. I just was really busy IRL working. I have like a once every 5 weeks with my random work schedule, I have like a 7 day work week. And so, that week that I work once every 5 weeks is just really hard for me to create content. But now that that's out the way, hopefully the next like 4 weeks I'll be able to upload some more content and give my opinion on things. I know I've been away for a while, but a lot has happened in the market, and so I think we should just get into that. This video probably won't be too long. I might just do like a portfolio update on my trading wallet and then speak about what's been going on in the market and like kind of what my thoughts are and what I'm doing. So, with that out the way, make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you're watching, and I appreciate all the support. So, let's get into it. While I was gone, I think the last time I uploaded was probably somewhere in here one of these days, but we had a bunch of macroeconomic things happen and a lot of announcements, which, you know, I'll talk about here in a second. But normally, you would think the things that have been released would have been extremely, extremely bullish and we would be looking at like a new all time high right now, but that's definitely not the case. Literally yesterday, early this morning, we were down to 77, 76,000. So, with this, I'm not really too worried. I know there's like a ton of fear and panic on the timeline. I know people are like losing their minds, but for me, if I have a long term point of view, and it's my opinion that in 5 to 10 years we'll have, a 500,000 to a million plus Bitcoin. I think this is like a great DCA area for the short term or long term, I should say. So I am planning on adding like a to my long term Bitcoin positions around here. Probably in the next couple of days, I'll probably buy some. But yeah, I there might be some more downside in the near term. However, if you have like a longer point of view, I think moving forward, Bitcoin will continue to do Bitcoin things, right? So no worries there. Don't get shaken out. Now, for not regarding Bitcoin, Bitcoin is a completely different subject, but going in Sol or like just alts for that matter, this is where you can, I think, start to get worried as far as, does it go lower? Will these last 5, 10 years? If you don't have a long term mindset on your altcoins, which is completely fair, I also don't. I like to get in and out of altcoins every cycle and then kind of like stable up into Bitcoin or hold USD and then DCA into Bitcoin on the bear markets and on the lows, because I don't really transition my Bitcoin bags or my USD into altcoins until it's the closer end of the bear market and I know for sure, which altcoins are actually going to provide some value in the upcoming bull market. And so that's another video I think I'm going to make tomorrow, is speaking on like what my reference points are and how I make decisions on which altcoins I think, have survived the bear and will move upward, right, towards the bull market, which like Solana did, right? I was buying Solana at $10 to $20 all bear market, knowing and believing it would be, do the run that it did, right, at 20 or 30x. And it's like, how did I choose that? And there's a few things that I look for. So I'll definitely make a video on that. I think tomorrow it's a pretty good idea. So, as far as altcoins go, I would be hesitant. I would probably wait for like a clear breakout or something up here before I get back in. But Bitcoin as a long-term positioning, a stable thing to have in your portfolio, 10, 20%, whatever you're doing. I think right now is a pretty good opportunity to load up some more. So for like the long term. Anyway, with that aside, let's get into why this crazy dump happened. I have a bunch of tabs here. I'm not really sure which one's which, but while I was gone earlier this week or last week, the Strategic Bitcoin Reserve was launched, right, and signed by Trump. And so that's normally I would think this comes out. It's the United States government the largest economy in the world finally recognizing Bitcoin as like a legitimate asset class, and typically you would think the markets would go absolutely crazy. I remember back in 2016, 2017, I was first getting into Bitcoin and crypto. I had some like ADA, and I had some Bitcoin and some Ethereum, and I was like, man, wouldn't it be crazy if this was legit and there was something that could like legitimize it, and the U.S. government would like actually start investing in this, or just come out and say, hey, this is like a real thing. It's a true asset class. And we have that now. And so, this for me, the fact that it's something that like I dreamed of, 7, 8 years ago, 9 years ago, and I'm seeing it today, just, reinforces the idea that in the long term, things will work out, and this may be one of the best trades that you could possibly do is accumulate Bitcoin, knowing that we have the largest economy in the world and also other countries accumulating and holding onto their Bitcoin because they see its value. So just something to keep in mind. I think this is extremely, extremely important, and don't overlook this just because the chart is going down in the short term. Keep this in the back of your mind and know that this is like the most important thing to happen to crypto since its inception. So just something I thought I'd add. We're seeing this bounce, this tweet right here. The U.S. resumes military aid and intelligence to Ukraine after agreeing to a ceasefire proposal. I think this is why we're getting this like rally right here, this quick 1%, 2% move from Bitcoin. I think is because of this idea that there's a ceasefire finally, and obviously that's really good for global macroeconomics, and also just ending wars, always a good thing. So this is causing this pump, I believe, makes a lot of sense. And so if more bullish news like this comes out and there's more certainty in the market, I think we will more than likely see a return to higher highs. But seeing this trade war play out in real time, which is like honestly the main cause for this crazy dump, regardless of the bullish Bitcoin news. We're seeing President Trump and Canada kind of duke it out over these tariffs. Seems like we're having this global trade war just now beginning. And this is causing a lot of uncertainty in the market and causing a lot of fear because no one really knows how this is going to play out. And historically, a tariff war doesn't play out well. I don't really have the charts to back it up or anything. I could go and find them, but I didn't pull them up for this video. But I do know that one of the last times we decided to impose tariffs aggressively was right before the Great Depression. So with that in mind, a lot of people are very, very hesitant to have tariffs as like a, good tool to create market growth. So it's just something to keep in mind. I do think there's going to be more tariffs. It doesn't seem like Canada's backing down because shortly after, this was like yesterday or earlier today, this came out. And then just recently, 2 hours ago, Canada files to sell all of its bonds. So Canada's fighting back. Not very exciting. I don't know. I understand why they're doing it. They definitely don't want to get stepped over by the U.S., but also it keeps causing a bunch of uncertainty, and that's never good in markets. So essentially, TDLR is the reason why the market felt like this is because of the uncertainty of these tariffs, regardless of the fact that we got extremely good news regarding Bitcoin. And I don't really have a very strong position of what's going to happen in the short term. I could see us go lower. I could see us recover. Either way, anything like sub 80K for Bitcoin, if you want to DCA into it or start building a long-term position, I think personally is a good idea, and I'm going to be doing that just because I always feel underexposed to Bitcoin because I play in alts a lot. So I think moving forward, I'm going to start, unless we see a break above 100K, I'll start accumulating Bitcoin pretty slowly. But It's pretty much the main point that I wanted to make in this whole video was just things right now seem very bleak and there's a lot of FUD going around, but you have to look at the underlying causes of why this happened and what it means for the future. And the fact that, we got the news that we got regarding Bitcoin reserve being recognized by the United States and the potential for them to add some to their stockpile with, tax neutral reasons. So I don't know. I could see the government finding ways to cut spending to add to their Bitcoin positions because it is one of the lights at the end of the tunnel of us getting out of debt, assuming Bitcoin does reach these like crazy valuations. And so, I don't know, it's just something I wanted to speak on. I think it's very important to keep this long-term point of view. The market is going to dump 30, 50, 60%. It's going to happen. That's crypto. But if you're seeing the market dump, but we're also getting crazy news that's extremely bullish for the long term, then try your hardest not to let your faith waver. So I don't know. This is what I've been thinking about and reflecting on the past few days. I haven't been trading or anything. My trading wallet is sitting at 3,700, pretty much where it's been. I'm just chilling, waiting for the market to recover, and then I'll probably, if that does happen and there's like a new meta or something, which I spoke about in my last video, I'll start doing that. And do some more on-chain trading. But right now I'm just taking it easy. There's just way too much going on in the market, volatility-wise. It's just so unpredictable. I think it's best just to sit on your hands and, like I said, accumulate some Bitcoin if you do decide to have some sort of like long-term bag. So yeah, with that, that's all I have, guys. I hope you guys enjoy, and I will probably release a video tomorrow speaking on the altcoin selection process that I was speaking about earlier. But yeah, that's all I have. Hope you guys enjoy, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.